As a teenager, I had heard about the Fiddlers Green Folk Club, which is what it was, a club that ran for over 20 years. And they allowed guest sets. They ran 2 nights a week in those days, Tuesdays and Fridays. And each night there were up to 4 guest set spots where you could do 3 songs each or 15 minutes. And all I had to do was call and book. They didn't care. The point was to give new people a chance. So I came and I did a couple of guest sets, and because I was starting to get into American traditional music, first mostly with Pete Seeger and the Weavers, records that my older sister had left behind when she went off to university, and I discovered, the Weavers' Carnegie Hall, that famous record of their concert at Carnegie Hall in 1955 or something. I learned almost every song off that record, and Pete Seeger's "We Shall Overcome." So I was getting to learn about American music and American traditional music. And I started playing banjo and dulcimer, and guitar, and I started writing songs, and some of them were humorous. And so I was doing these guest sets, and I appealed to Tam Kearney, one of the guys running the club, because of the mixed repertoire and all that. And he said, "Why don't you come along and maybe we could use somebody playing guitar in this loose bunch of people that we're calling ourselves the Friends of Fiddlers Green." Because a bunch of singers who were going to some other clubs, kind of as outreach, and all getting on stage together and swapping songs. And they were the friends of the club, Fiddlers Green. And so I started coming along, and they were mostly British, English and Scots mostly. And so they were doing traditional songs or songs written by people who were writing in those genres. And while I came along to play guitar, they started playing a dance tune, a fiddle tune from the British Isles. And they realized, hey, I could play mandolin, one of them said, and I could, I'm starting to learn concertina. We all know this tune. Let's play a tune together in between some of the songs. And I had no idea about these tunes. I couldn't get a sense of the A, B, 16-bar structure of these things, So I was frantically trying to figure out where one part ended and started, and I was giving them nicknames in my head to guide me. This one's called Hesitation because there's a stop between the A part and the B part. And that means I've got to stop playing the guitar for a second. I was coming up with all these things, trying to figure out what to do. And I would hang out with them. So I'd go with them to gigs, and I became part of the band that loosely. And the band figured out it could play tunes and started to get better at it, and then tunes became part of in between the songs. But still, to this day, when the Friends play, it's like a sing-around of all the members interspersed with music, and we'll all play on each other's songs when it was suitable, or we'll rehearse a bit and say, I've got this song and I think it would really suit guitar and fiddle, and maybe if you want to come in midway through in concertina, see if we'll take a break and do an instrumental part. It's that loose. And so I was 18 when that happened, and when they kidnapped me, and they haven't let me out, And there was a period where we were doing a lot of playing. Obviously it's tapered off, and but where we would do 5 and 6 concerts a month, and we all did other things for a living, So it was pretty busy for a while. So that's what happened. I just got involved with them and got caught up, and that got me interested in British traditional music. And then I started learning the pipes and concertina and tin whistle, and I started, I couldn't stop. I was getting interested in all this stuff, and really, I was captured by the beauty of the music. It's just that. It's not because philosophically it's very important to keep traditional music going on. Nothing like that. It was just brilliant music. The melodies were stunning. The stories were riveting. They were blood and guts and life and death that you couldn't help but relate to. They were dramatic. They were brilliant 3-act plays, in song. And so much of it was because they'd been honed from being passed by mouth to mouth. And the lyrics were fine-tuned and the melodies were fine-tuned until you had these beautiful diamonds of things. And it was because they were such great music. That's why I got caught by it. The music was beautiful and stunning.